Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm extremely excited because today I'm going to show you and walk you through step by step on the exact formula that I use with all of my own products on how to create a highly optimized Amazon product title that gets the most visibility and ultimately the most sales humanly possible. And this is after a ton of research and a lot of testing with all of my own products and titles and seeing my competitors, seeing what works and what doesn't work, and all of this together into this video. And again, this is the exact formula that I use with all my own products. So I practice what I preach. Really excited to share some of this with you that you probably never thought about before. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. So first things first, your Amazon product title is by far the most important area of your listing, specifically for keyword optimization. And something kind of to think about or to keep in mind is if you ever make a video on YouTube, a listing on Fiverr, or a course on Udemy or Skillshare, or an app in the App Store, all these kind of different, you could say almost like listings or videos come with a title section. And the title section is consistently the most important area for keyword optimization and ultimately ranking for your top search most relevant keywords, which I'll talk about more in a second. So just that to keep in mind, very, very, very important for keyword optimization. So we're gonna go heavy on keywords for the title, more so than conversions. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, what I want you to do before you create your Amazon product title, this is free and really easy to do, and you should have done this already, but if not, go to Amazon.com, type in your main product keywords. In this case, let's say that, for example, we are selling stainless steel taco holders. Go ahead and click or type in taco holders or stainless steel taco holders into Amazon. Look at the product page and then take your the top five organic listings. Really, it's going to be your top five competitors in this category. Look at where their listing titles are, which I've kind of highlighted in orange here, really kind of straightforward. And what you're going to do is copy and paste each of these titles. So you're going to have five total titles that you're going to copy and paste into this tool here, which is called lettercount.com. I will have a link to lettercount.com in the description and comments below, but really easy to find, lettercount.com. You're going to copy and paste your top five competitors. Also, you can think about it, the top five organically ranking listings for your product's main keywords, okay, which are likely going to be your top five competitors. Paste them in this tool, and then what you're going to do is click on Count Characters, kind of that bottom blue button below the box. And what this tool is going to do is it's going to literally just count the number of characters in total. Okay, so now you have the total number of characters for all of your top five competitors' titles combined. Then what you're going to do, really simple, is divide by 5. Okay, so what you're doing ultimately is finding the average character length of your competitor's title length. And what that's going to do is, for whatever reason, right, you already know that these competitors or these listings are ranking really well for your main keyword, okay? So for whatever reason, that title length is performing really well on Amazon, and that's real hard data that you have showing you that, hey, on average, this average title length is performing really well in Amazon's search engine. So likely that same kind of average character length will likely work well for your title. Okay, that's kind of the theory behind it. And I kind of learned the strategy. I want to give credit to Tomer Rabinovic. Shared this on his Facebook page, I believe. So found it really, really insightful and want to give him credit for this. I've been using this for all my title optimization. And so far, it's working really well. So definitely recommend that to you. And just another kind of little point is I like to keep my titles somewhere between my average competitor kind of title length and 200 characters. Okay, because most of my products and most of your products will likely have a maximum character limit, at least right now, as of the creation of this video, of 200 characters, okay? And generally, when I'm starting out, I like to use up as many characters as possible, because that's basically free real estate. Imagine if you were gonna sell a product in Walmart, and they're giving you, so much kind of shelf space. You would want your product to be on as much shelf space as possible, right? To use up as much available real estate as possible. You wanna kind of have the same mentality, however, again, when you're looking at your competitors, maybe they use less than 200 characters on average and they're performing really well. So usually I like to say somewhere between the average of my competitors' length and 200 characters. Now, there are certain cases, and this is kind of the last thing, I know it's a lot, but that there are certain categories and products where Amazon has a total character length for the title of less than 200 characters. I have one product where it's 80 characters is my total length. So in that case, then I would use somewhere between the average of my competitors and kind of closer to that max limit that Amazon set out, which in this case would be 80 characters. And in that case, if your max limit is less than 200 characters, personally, generally, I use all 80 characters, right? Or all 100 or whatever Amazon's allowing me, because it's very, very limited space. So generally that's what I'll do. And I find that my competitors tend to use up all that space as well. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about this or anything else, let me know in the comments below. And then lastly, before I get into the actual formula, 2 quick things. So your output is going to be directly proportionate to your input. So the better quality your inputs of data are, the better quality the output is going to be, and ultimately the end result, your title. So if you are using crap Amazon keyword research tools, or not even Amazon keyword research tools, just general kind of tools that don't even relate to Amazon, that's going to reflect in your title quality. Okay, so it's unbelievably important to use the right tool. And I'm not saying this to push tools, because the 2 that I have up here on the slide both have free trials. And if you follow all my content, you know that I push free trials all the time. There's no reason to spend money that you don't need. And the 2 most accurate Amazon keyword research tools that I have found yet, and that I've actually used, that also have free trials, are Seller.tools and Helium 10. I'll have links to both of these below. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate of both of these tools. I love these tools, but again, use the free trial. And if you feel that the paid version will get you better results, go ahead and do that if you want, but completely up to you. And you can go ahead and Google these separately. I do not care. I'm being completely honest. These are, and I have videos about it, highly accurate, free trials, amazing tools. Highly, highly recommend. If you haven't generated a master keyword list based on these tools, I would consider revising your strategy and maybe giving these a try. Again, you can use the free trial. So you want to use one of these 2 tools is what I would recommend. And there's some other good tools out there as well to generate what I like to call a master keyword list. This is basically a keyword list of all of the highly relevant, or all of the relevant top search keywords that people are typing into Amazon to find your product or your related product. Okay, so basically it's a list of just a document of all the keywords people are typing into Amazon to ultimately find your product. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, but really, really simple. And I usually like to have a list of between 1,000 to 2,000 keywords, because the wider that I cast my net, that's more data that I have, right? If I only have a small net, that means that I'm missing out on all these other keywords. And if I only basically optimize my Amazon title based on a small data pool, where I could have had a much larger data pool, or basically seeing so much more keywords to optimize with, again, the more limited my data pool is, the more limited my input is, the more limited my reach is going to be. The bigger my keyword list is, the bigger my reach is initially, that's more opportunity to be shown for more keywords ultimately. So the bigger your list, the better, basically. And make sure that they're relevant and all that. I have full videos about that. If you have questions, let me know. But it should be pretty straightforward. So master keyword list using one of these 2 tools, highly recommend. Okay. And then lastly, with all that being said, finally get into my exact Amazon product title formula. This is the exact formula that I'm using right now for all of my own products and clients' products. And guess what? We're getting results. So why would I use anything else? So how I like to structure the title, it's honestly very, very simple. Again, it's very keyword heavy, but not keyword stuffing, and I'll explain what that is. So I like to begin with my brand name, and because Amazon's already forcing and kind of likes to see the brand at the beginning of the title, at least right now, I believe it will become completely mandatory after the creation of this video in the future for all products. And likely in your research, you may find that your competitors all have their brand name at the beginning of their title. At least that's the case for most of my products. So again, for whatever reason, that's performing really well. So that's what I'm going to do with my own titles, and that's what I've done already. Although Amazon's already kind of forced me to do that with most of my titles. So again, I just recommend doing this, whether it's mandatory or not, because in the future I believe it will be. And regardless, I believe this will be the best way to perform, for your title to perform on the Amazon search engine. Just my personal kind of insight. So brand name first, followed by your main keyword phrase. Okay, so and really, really, really important here. There's a distinction between your category keywords and your product keywords. Okay, so if we go back and think about the taco holder example, my main keyword could be something like stainless steel taco holder or just taco holder. That might be my most relevant top searched keyword, okay, or keyword phrase. That is the phrase that I want to use right here after my brand name. It's the most specific and also the most highly searched. So there's 2 things there: highest searched and most relevant keyword to my product. What it is not, and what a lot of sellers do, and this is, you want to have these keywords in your listing, but not right here at the beginning of your title, because it's not going to convert as well. And you want to put all ranking basically the closer to the beginning of your title that you input keywords, the more ranking juice they'll likely have. okay, from what I found based on my own experience. So you want to put your most relevant keywords kind of first toward the beginning of your title. So you have brand name, most relevant top search keyword first, and then some of your more broader keywords. And what I mean by that is what I see a lot of sellers doing, putting right at the beginning of their title, going back to the taco holder example, would be something like taco accessories or even maybe kitchen accessories. So again, you may go to Amazon, type in kitchen accessories or taco accessories, and you'll definitely see taco holders show up on the first page organically of search results. And you may think, oh, well, look, it's relevant to my product. Yes, it's relevant, but it's so broad. What you want to do is the first key phrase that you use in your title, you want to take that key phrase, go to Amazon and type it in the Amazon search bar. And when you hit enter, you should only see very, very, very similar products to yours. So for example, if you're selling taco holders, you should only see taco holders on the first page. Or maybe there's like one or two search results that maybe wouldn't be a taco holder, but in general, all the search results should be taco holder. If they're not, if you only see maybe one or two of the search results are taco holders, and then you see like maybe a salsa dish, if you see taco makers, like electronic taco makers or whatever, that's too broad. You still want to optimize for that because basically you want to have those keywords in your listing to where you have the opportunity to appear and ultimately rank for those keywords, because those are still big and still relevant keywords, but just not highly relevant. Again, you want to think of the most, that's category, that's more category based keyword, taco accessories, where taco holder is product specific. You want product specific right there at the beginning, okay? Because, it's going to be it's going to likely be the most highest conversion keyword as well. So when someone types in, for example, taco holder, and then they see your listing and your listing title has taco accessory, but your competitor has taco holder in their title, they're more likely statistically to click on your competitor who has taco holder because that first keyword that they see in the title, okay, is more relevant to their search query than yours. So that's why, again, it's going to be one of your highest converting and highest search keywords. So that's why you want to have it in the beginning. I hope that makes sense. I know it's kind of a lot, especially if you're not really big into keywords and you've kind of heard all this jargon for the first time. But again, just follow the formula. Brand name, your main most relevant, highly searched product-based keyword first, and then it gets really easy after this, I promise, dash, and then you want to kind of add in your other highest searched keywords from your master keyword list next until you fill up, again, either the max character limit that Amazon has set for your product or your category, or the average length that you found from your competitor research, or somewhere in between that. Okay, so that's basically what you want to do. You put in kind of your brand name and main keyword phrase there first, and then you want to just put in keywords starting. You want to take your master keyword list, organized in descending order, so from highest search volume to lowest search volume. Find those high search volume keywords that are relevant to your product, and go ahead, take it, copy it, paste it in here, and kind of do that until you have filled up your character limit. Again, somewhere between the average of your competitor character limit to the maximum limit that Amazon has set for you, if that makes sense, okay? And specifically, what you want to do before you kind of do the step is you want to use every word once. I don't recommend, and I've actually found that this might hurt your listing, is called keyword stuffing. So if I'm selling a taco holder, I don't want to see the word taco or the word holder used more than once. There are certain occasions where I'll use, if it's my main keyword phrase, I may use the word taco or the word holder, maybe more than once in my title, but usually, and as a general rule, no. Use it one time, okay? When you keyword stuff your listing, I found clients that I've worked with who have done this. I've never done this myself, but working with clients who had a keyword stuffed listing where they use, for example, the word taco holder maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times. And then when they focus their strategy on using individual words one time. So for example, I use taco, I'm not using the word taco again. I use the word holder, I'm not using the word holder again. So I'm using the individual words in my title, not the key phrase, right? So words, not the phrase, okay? So you put the main keyword phrase there once, and then once I use that word, I look in my listing, I'm like, okay, where's my next top searched word? There it is. I go ahead and plug it in. And by the way, Seller Tools and Helium 10, which I referenced before, have really great tools to help you build your Amazon listing and specifically your Amazon product title. It'll literally kind of walk through this flow. It's really, really straightforward, really simple to do. But yeah, you take your top search word that you haven't already used from your master keyword list, plug it in. Then you go and find the next highly searched word that you haven't already used, go ahead and plug that in. Go to the next and so on. And it's really simple kind of copy and paste process, and do that and kind of fill up the maximize your space as much as possible. That makes sense based on your research, okay? So hopefully that makes sense, but you want to focus on keyword diversity over keyword density, meaning use more words a few times than a few words more times, if that makes sense. So it's kind of, breadth versus depth. You want to use kind of more diverse number of words and have as many words as possible, because each word that you put into your title and overall into your total Amazon listing, into your back end, your bullet points, your description, your A+ content, alt text, all of that, that's going to give you more chances at bat, more opportunities to show up for more keywords, right? So it increases your overall Amazon listings reach, where if you only kind of focus and repeat a few keywords over and over again, you're going to kind of try to push rank for that keyword. And number one, I found that could potentially hurt your ranking. Overusing the same keyword over and over again could actually hurt. Same thing with Google. If you're creating an article on Google or writing an article, if you use that same keyword too many times, it can definitely hurt. Same thing that I found personally with Amazon as well. So that's kind of the reasoning behind what I've found so far. So hopefully that helps. And to really kind of solidify, because I know it could still be a little bit confusing, I've gone ahead and given you an actual example that I've done for a client of mine. So this is it was a client who never ended up paying. So I basically used all my listing work as an example. You can find the full listing that I did in our AMZ Escape Plan Facebook group. So anyway, but doesn't matter. Here's a real example of what I've done. So again, starting out with the brand name, we have Sumner Brand, followed by the main keyword phrase, which could be somewhere between 3 or 4 words usually from what I found. So Sumner Brand, plexiglass shield sneeze guard. There you go, right? So that's my main product is a sneeze guard, and specifically, plexiglass shield sneeze guard dash, and then clear acrylic sheet, right? Because another way of describing it. This is based on my master keyword list. I pulled keywords and put those individual words. You see how I haven't reused the same word yet. And then we have a comma, plastic plexiglass guards, comma, portable desk barrier and face droplet divider. And notice how instead of using the word AND, I use the symbol and, because I want to utilize as much space as possible. So when I use the and symbol here, that's only 1 character. If I use the word and, that's 3 characters. So I just saved 2 characters here, and every character counts. Okay, so desk barrier and face droplet divider, window for safety protector and plexi panel. Now, a couple things about this that you're probably right off the bat that you kind of notice is number one, you can see that I used, so in my keyword research, I found that the word plexiglass altogether and plexiglass spaced out were both highly searched keywords. So I want to make sure that both words, in this case, there's 3 words. There's plexiglass, plexi, and then glass. Those are 3 different words when Amazon customers are actually typing into Amazon. So I want to make sure that all 3 of those words are in my title. So I went ahead and put the highest search, which was plexiglass, all 1 word. That was the highest searched individual word. Put that right at the beginning of my title. But then so I didn't repeat, because plexiglass are 2 separate words than plexiglass all together. Okay, so I didn't. So you may think, oh well, Sumner, you just you didn't do what you said. You used the same word over again. Nope, because I put a space in there and I didn't just do that randomly. I did that because the keyword data in my list showed me that people are typing in and searching for this product for plexiglass and plexiglass. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So that's 1 right off the bat. Number 2, you can see how much space that I utilize for this product title. Quite a bit of space, right? Try to max it out as much as possible. And you'll notice that at the beginning sounds, it makes sense, sounds pretty nice, but especially toward the end, we have face droplet divider, window for safety protector, and plexi panel. Sounds a little bit weird, okay? And this is completely up to you, what your strategy and what you want to do. But for me, what I found, and based on my own personal experience, and you may attest to the same thing, is when I search for products on Amazon, I do not read through the entire product title. What I really focus on is the image, the reviews, and the price point. I barely even focus on the title, but if I am paying attention to the title, I pay attention to the very first part of the title, especially on mobile. A large part of the title will be cut off. It doesn't mean that you're not going to rank. So basically, I can put keywords in here that will help me rank on Amazon and get indexed for these keywords. Okay. And most of my customers aren't even going to see this or read it. They're not really going to be turned off by this. At least I have not found that to be the case whatsoever. So instead of focusing on making my title sound good, it's still important. It still makes sense. And if someone read through it, it still makes somewhat sense. It's a little bit weird. So you do want to make sure it sounds like it makes somewhat sense. But again, my focus, because this is the most important section of my entire Amazon listing for keyword optimization, keywords are my priority, not making it sound high converting. So that means that I'm not going to put, a benefits-based statement in my title. So it's not going to be, keep you and your coworkers safe for, whatever. I don't know, I'm just making that up, but benefits based. So I'm not going to focus on the benefits here. I'm going to focus on the benefits in my product images, in my bullet points, in my A+ content or my description. That's where I'm going to focus on the benefits, kind of focus more on copywriting. But here in the title, I'm focusing heavily on keywords. And again, based on all my research and all my own testing, this is what works the best. So that's why I'm going to do it. If strategy ever changes, I'll be sure to make an update video. But that's the reasoning for why. So what you want to do is, like I said, you have kind of your beginning brand name and your main keywords. And then you want to take those top search words that are relevant to your product, go ahead and plug those in until you kind of max out your character limit, your desired kind of character limit. And then what you want to do, or what I recommend, is you have those words kind of just stuck in there, rearrange the words and maybe add in an and or a for or other descriptive words in there, or separate kind of with commas like you see here. And you can pause and look at this example, or you can see the full example in the AMZ Escape Plan Facebook group. But you want to rearrange the words and maybe add in a couple words here or there to where it makes more sense. It sounds a little bit more natural. And you may find, again, tools like Seller Tools will show you this. They'll show you your top searched individual words and your top searched relevant phrases. So what you can do is rearrange the words into ways that will actually also, you'll have your top search words and some of your top search phrases in your title. So it's kind of like double dipping a little bit. You have your main words in there, and then you rearrange them in a way to where they actually make some of your top search phrases as well. So now you're already, and by the way, if you have your words in your title and in your listing, so for example, if I have the word steel, stainless, holder, taco, just those words, somewhere in my listing, I'm eligible to rank for the term stainless steel taco holder, even if those words aren't necessarily in that order. However, if I do somewhere in my listing place those words in the kind of the correct order, if I just rearrange, I have the word steel, stainless, holder, and taco, and I rearrange them to make stainless steel taco holder, that's going to help. I'm already going to be able to rank for that index for that phrase, but it's going to help give me more of a chance and more kind of relevance to rank for that keyword in Amazon's search engine. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So put your words, just kind of brain fart, put them in there, and then rearrange to where it sounds a little bit nicer. The phrases kind of make a little bit more sense. And that's the best way that I found to optimize your listing. And it may seem a little bit complicated at first, but it gets really, really easy as time goes on. Very highly keyword strategy. And I would encourage you, if you have an existing Amazon listing, consider taking the strategy, making the changes, waiting 1 or 2 weeks, right? And seeing whether this has improved your performance or if it's hurt. For all my clients and for myself, I found that it has improved, and I've tried different strategies, and this is the best that I found. So I encourage you to test this and see it for yourself, and not just take my opinion for it. So go ahead and test it for yourself. If you have an existing Amazon listing, I believe that this will absolutely, all these tips that I've shared will improve your overall performance. If you have a brand new, you're a brand new seller, you're creating a listing for the first time, I believe this is the very best way and process to optimize your Amazon product title. And then lastly, just a few key takeaways, which we've already kind of covered. Make sure you keep your characters under 200, okay? Which actually, that's a typo here. Your characters should be under 200, not more than 200 characters. So just knowing Amazon is going to have a set character limit for your product. Make sure that your characters stay underneath that limit and somewhere between the average title length of your competitors and the max character length that Amazon has given you. Number 2, you want to make sure you use words one time in your title. You can repeat some of these words. Maybe it makes sense to repeat them in your bullet points or your description, but one time in your title if possible, so that you kind of have as maximum number of keywords and you have maximum visibility instead of reusing the same one over and over and over. Number 3, make sure you have a large master keyword list that you're starting off with. I like to have at least 1,000 keywords in general for my products, somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000. Usually is the keyword list that I like to work with, just as a general rule of thumb, although it definitely depends and kind of changes. Number 4, that I didn't mention is have a space in between dividing characters. Okay, so as you saw, if I can go back here, you saw that I use commas in my title. You see that I have a space before and after the comma. And this is a tip that was given to me by Troy Johnston of the Seller Tools team, so I want to give him credit for this. And I like it a lot, and I've used it for my own strategy. And that is kind of making sure, you want to make sure that you're ranking for these specific words and ultimately phrases in Amazon search engine. So if I had the word sheet with a comma kind of right next to it, kind of almost connected, maybe Amazon would, give me more likelihood of kind of, or give me more relevance to the word sheet with a comma kind of attached to it versus just the word sheet separate. Now, there's not a lot of data to back this. It's just, again, it was based on kind of some insight from Troy Johnston, who just used this, and that was kind of his reasoning for why. There's no real data that I found to support that if you have a comma, connected kind of, if I had sheet with the word comma, that it's going to hurt my ability to index and rank for the word sheet. I've not found that. However, I'm just kind of using my 2 cents and based on Troy Johnston's kind of insight, it keeps me skeptical enough and just kind of make sure that I'm really putting all the ranking juice toward that specific word and those specific phrases without any kind of interruption with characters or anything else like that. So that's the reasoning for why, but not a big deal. Just something you kind of think about or keep in mind. And lastly, most important, is because Amazon's changing all the time. Tomorrow there could be something different or updated about this video. Always, 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 before you make decisions for your Amazon business, read Amazon's terms of service for your specific, whatever it might be, title, if it's your thank you card, if it's reviews, whatever it is, always read Amazon's rules, of course. Make sure you just go into Amazon, or you can go to the Amazon Seller Central account, or you can go to Google and just type in Amazon's rules, product titles, or Amazon rule about product titles, or whatever it might be. And you may see updates there about certain characters that you can or cannot use in your title, different stipulations, maybe updates or changes that they'll be making in the future so you can prepare for those changes. If Amazon ever reduces or increases the number of characters that you can use, you want to make sure that you're prepared for that, just as a random example. But always read Amazon's rules, and it's just a Google search away. Just search it out for yourself. It's that easy, okay? And then the last 2 quick things for even more value. If you found this valuable, be sure to check out my other playlists here on YouTube for a lot of other free step-by-step tutorials and case studies. I have an entire playlist, as you can see, part 4, Amazon listing optimization, going through everything regarding your title, your backend keywords, your bullet points, your description, basically constructing a listing that has the highest ability to get found and convert to sales and ultimately maximize your profit on Amazon, period. More than anything else, full step-by-step videos right here. I guarantee you'll find the other videos helpful. So you can find my playlist here about SEO and all my other playlists: Intro to Amazon, product research, sourcing, product launch, which I have some more videos about that coming up very, very soon. And then lastly, if you'd like a full step-by-step, every single detail, everything step-by-step on how to construct an Amazon listing titan that dominates your industry, I have courses on Udemy and Skillshare. As you can see, my Amazon SEO listing optimization secrets course here on Udemy for anywhere between $10 to $20, very inexpensive. And you can find a coupon code for a limited time in the description and comments of this video. Not trying to push it, plenty of free content out there, but if you want everything step-by-step in depth, and by the way, if any of my courses here on Skillshare or Udemy do not drastically improve your Amazon listing performance, you'll get your full money back within 30 days of purchase, guaranteed. So that's just how confident I am in the material. I've helped literally thousands of Amazon sellers through these courses. It's all there. You can look it up for yourself. And again, not trying to push this, but just in case you are interested, if that kind of makes sense to you, there will be a link in the description and comments below. And lastly, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you found the video valuable, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you have any questions or maybe anything you'd like to add, any updates or your own personal way of optimizing your Amazon listing, let us know in the comments below. And lastly, if you want to see more step-by-step tutorials as well as case studies like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, because we have a lot of other great videos coming very, very soon, and we want to make sure you don't miss out. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you found this video immensely valuable, and I wish you the very best with your Amazon business, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.